Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video we have one that I've been wanting to do for a while, and that is a Tyre Sheen, tyre dressing, whatever you like to call it, comparison. So I have 4 popular tyre dressings here, 3 which is these 3 here that I'm very familiar with, and 1 which is new to me. So we will start from the left here. So we have Bowdens' own Tyre Sheen. I've used this one quite a bit in the past. And yeah, it's definitely a nicer looking tyre dressing, not too glossy. Then we have Onyx, which is my personal favourite and the one that I actually currently use the most. Been through quite a few bottles of this stuff now. I'd say these two smell amazing. This one's like sort of a coconutty type smell, I think, and this one's like I think it's meant to be jam donuts, but yeah, both smell really good. I just moved on to the Onyx. So yeah, this stuff is great. Next up we have Carpro Perl, which is what I originally moved to when I stopped using the Bowdens. Moved to Carpro Perl. This stuff is really cheap. So you get this, it's called Perl for a reason. It is for plastic, engine, rubber and leather. So you can dilute it for different purposes. It's water-based, and yeah, as you can see, it actually tells you on the back the directions for different dilutions. For tyres, I use it 1:1. So I have this Carpro dilute bottle with it diluted 1:1. And you're going to think I'm crazy, but this is how I actually used to use it. I have an old foaming soap hand wash bottle, and I diluted it 1:1 into this, just because it's such a watery, runny substance. Using it out of a spray bottle or even using it straight as liquid, undiluted out of the bottle, it's so runny and watery that it was kind of always going onto my garage floor. So I started putting it into this foaming pump bottle, and I just found it was a little bit easier to use. So yeah, you guys will think I'm crazy, but don't knock it if you haven't tried it. It does work. And then lastly we have this Meguiars Endurance Tyre Gel. Now this stuff is very highly recommended. I've seen a bunch of people recommend this on various car detailing Facebook groups. So yeah, haven't used this before. High gloss. I'm not really a fan of really glossy tyre dressings, but it does say on the back that you can do a second coat for a glossier finish. So yeah, 1 coat will be all we'll be using in this. And so how we're going to be testing these. So I have a wheel off my Evo 10 here. This is off actually because I'm getting a new tyre. So that's why it's looking a little bit worse for wear. But I'm going to make a couple of sections with the tape and we're going to apply them. First though, we're going to have to really give this tyre a good clean. So I've got some Meguiars Super Degreaser diluted 10:1. We're going to be spraying that on there and scrubbing it in with a tyre scrubber. And after we've done that, also going to apply 1 product to each tyre on my wife's Evo 10. And yeah, I just want to see how they kind of last. I'm unsure if this will be all in one video, if I'll pick the camera back up in a week and see how they're all looking, or if we'll just apply them and just so we can see them on one whole tyre, not just spread up. But we'll work that out as we go. First thing we want to do is quickly run through the pricing on these and then get to cleaning the tyre and applying. Alright, so real quick, let's just go through the prices on these. So starting with the Bowdens Tyre Sheen, it is going to set you back $25 for 500ml, and you use that undiluted. You just use it straight out of the bottle. You can also get it in a 5 litre for $160 or a 20 litre even for $480. Next we have Onyx. Now this one is also $25 for 500ml, so same price for the base bottle, and this one you also use undiluted. Now I'm sure you could use either of these two and dilute them, but they're ready to use. No need to dilute them unless you want to sort of knock back the amount of sheen that they give off, or shine. You can also get the NV in 1 litre for $40, and you get it in a 4 litres for $120. Next we have Carpro Perl. Now Carpro Perl is the cheapest, mainly for the fact that it's dilutable. So, and it also starts off in its 500ml bottle at $19. This is actually a really old bottle of it. It does come with a totally new label now, so this is pretty old, this one. But yeah, so $19 for 500 mils. You can get 1 litres for $33, and then a 4 litre, for some reason, doesn't really make it that much cheaper, but it is still cheap at $125. So then you would obviously dilute that. If it was 1-to-1, you're getting 8 litres for $125. So not bad. And then lastly, the Meguiars Endurance Tyre Gel is the most expensive, and it's $27 for 473 mil. Okay, so let's start off by cleaning this tyre down. And now it's going to give it a scrub down with our tyre brush. Alright guys, so as you can see, we have the tyre cleaned, and we have also masked it up into the separate sections. So Carpro with an arrow that way, so obviously Carpro will go here, and as are the rest. So we have our 4 applicator pads. We'll start off with Meguiars because it's closest to where I'm sitting. So I just had to open this up and take the little seal off, and got the first sort of smell of the product. It's like a grape type smell. So yeah, it smells pretty good. So pop open the little cap. It says to apply a medium amount. I'm unsure what that would be, but I mean, that looks like too much already to me, so we'll go with that. And yeah, let's see, the claim is last weeks, not days. So we'll grab our applicator, and we're just going to wipe in. So yeah, it definitely gives a nice rich and dark shine to them. I'm sure that will kind of, yeah, sort of starting to level down as I'm wiping it in. At first I thought it looked a little bit dark for my liking. Let's grab a bit of our Carpro Perl, and again, don't laugh at my application method, but this is so much easier. It's still very runny, as you can see. I feel like that spray trigger's kind of had seen its days. But yeah, so this is my main problem with Carpro Perl. It's such a runny product that you end up just spilling it everywhere. So you can see it's a little bit foamier coming out of that foam pump sprayer. Actually does make it a lot easier. So it's very watery, as it is a water-based dressing. This part of the tyre where I'm putting the Carpro is where it's kind of a little bit squished from being flat and sitting on the car. So yeah, definitely nice and black compared to the next section over, which has not been applied yet, the NB. You can see a clear difference. So let that dry up. Move on to our next section, which will be the Bowdens zone. So, Bowdens just in a spray bottle. Now shake up. And a couple of sprays. And then come over to the Bowdens section that I've marked up. I think I'll put a little bit too much product on this one. So this might be a little bit more shine than I kind of wanted. Let's get it nice and worked in. go. Okay, and lastly we have NV Onyx. A little shake up too. This one in a squeeze bottle. That was way too much. Couldn't actually see what I was doing. The camera's in the way. So yeah, that's far too much product there. But similar things that we did with the Bowdens, we put too much. That's probably more than I'd even put for a full tyre. But oh well, we're going to use these same applicators to do the other tyres on my wife's Evo 10. So this stuff more of a gel like the Meguiars, so it kind of makes it a little bit easier to apply, not being so runny. But yeah, when you put probably more than twice the amount that you needed, it does make it a little bit harder. So there we go. That's going to be it for applying onto the tyre in the 4 sections. Going to leave that for 5 minutes or so and just let those sort of cure. I'm not sure what the term usually is for tyre dressing, but let them sort of just settle into the tyre, and then any that look a little bit too greasy we'll just come back and wipe down with a microfiber. So now I'm going to head over. I'm going to put these each onto a tyre on the other Evo 10. So we'll do that now.
Always think of you when spring comes, like it's something in the air at that time. Don't know why. Always dream of you when spring comes. It's like the heat on my skin takes me back to the time met you on a Friday, halfway out at the door of the club, playing soul on the weekends, stayed in bed till Wednesday, fell in love with you right there and then. I was young, couldn't see that.
Alright guys, it's been a little over 5 minutes since we applied these, so what I'll do is I'll just pull back a little section to compare. There we go. So here is the Meguiars. Maybe it'll be better with the light off. So there's the Meguiars, and there is before. So yeah, nice and black. It's a little bit shiny, but nothing too crazy. Probably a quick wipe down would make it nicer. Here is the NV. So on camera it doesn't look too different. In person the Meguiars is definitely more of a shine. The NV is more of a matte look. But I did apply way too much of the NV. I think it's usually a little bit more matte looking than that. But yeah, Meguiars is the shinier look, so if that's what you like, that would be one to go for. Coming around here, this is the Bowdens own. So you can see a little before and after there. So Bowdens own, there it is compared to the NV. So Bowdens own is definitely less black looking. Definitely the sort of the least sort of high shine of them all. Because even comparing the Meguiars to the NV, the Meguiars looked a lot shinier, and then comparing the Bowdens to the NV, Now the NV looks super shiny, so definitely, and you can still see it is a massive difference before and after. It's not like it hasn't done anything, it's definitely made it a nice black. And lastly, coming over to the Carpro. So there's the before and after for the Carpro. Carpro looking pretty shiny as well. Could probably be leveled down, but really, wiping on it, there's no residue left. So yeah, I'm going to say that the Meguiars is the shiniest look. So if you like your tyres nice and shiny, go for that. And it does actually say to apply a second coat if you want them even shinier. I feel like that is already a little bit much for my taste. Actually really surprised by the look of the Carpro. Is a lot more of a tyre shine than I would have thought compared to the Bowdens, but it's diluted 1:1. I could dilute it a little bit further and it would actually bring it back down to about this. So even cheaper if you do it that way. So yeah, I probably like the look of the NV or the Carpro the most. They are just a little bit in between the sort of matte finish and a little bit of shine, a little bit of gloss. This makes the tyre that little bit blacker. It's not like shiny, but yeah, some people do like that, and I used to. That would be the Meguiars for sure, which I think you could probably dilute to achieve a similar sort of look to any of these. But yeah, the Bowdens is what I moved on to, and then I moved to the NV just because I just wanted that little bit richer look. But yeah, it's really up to you. They are two very similar products between the NV and the Carpro in look. And yeah, the Carpro is really, the reason why it's so popular, it's so cheap, it's so versatile. You can actually now use that for plastics in your engine bay, which is actually what I use for dressing my engine bay plastics. You can use it on leather and obviously rubber. So it's very versatile, and the fact that this is a pretty shiny look at 1:1. Some people will use it straight undiluted and it will give it even a shinier look than this Meguiars. So yeah, pretty interesting results. Looking at the Bowdens, it does almost look like there's nothing there. I have to keep glancing at this untouched section here just to remember. So yeah, it did add a little bit, and not sticky on the Carpro. Little bit left on the NV. That's probably why it's looking a little bit shinier than normal. And the Meguiars, yeah, it's still pretty greasy. I feel like that's the one that you probably get a little bit of tyre like sling from. And we'll just also look at them on the car. So that is the Meguiars on this front tyre here. And we had Carpro back here. Around here we have the Bowdens, and yeah, you can definitely see it is nowhere near as glossy looking. And lastly was the NV. And yeah, just walking around the car, personally I prefer the NV. It's the look that I prefer in my tyre dressings, but it is up to you. So hopefully you found this video helpful. It's one that I have been waiting to make for a while. I bought this Meguiars Endurance Tyre Gel specifically for making this video. So as you can see, I already had a bunch of other tyre dressings. There was no need for me to buy it, but I wanted to make this video. I saw a lot of people recommend it in Facebook groups. So yeah, that's where we've ended up with. So summarize, we have the most expensive and the glossiest look. The Meguiars are the cheapest, and the most versatile is the Carpro Perl. Only thing is you're going to have to buy a spray bottle to use with this, which I guess you could say adds to the cost, unless you want to use it straight undiluted, which I've tried and it is quite glossy. My personal favourite, NV Onyx, and Bowdens Tyre Sheen. Yeah, I'd probably go third favourite. I really do like it. That's hard to say because it is actually really good. It's not like, it's sort of a hard competition here. The Meguiars, yeah, definitely not for me. But these three I'm a big fan of, and all at great prices. So both $25, and I think it was $19 for this, $18. I already forget from what I said at the start. But yeah, I'll continue using NV Onyx, and Tyre Sheen from Bowdens is easy to get off the shelf, always on sale, so probably will end up being cheaper most of the time because you can always pick this stuff up on sale. And NV and Carpro available from sort of more detailing shops rather than retail, and NV mainly through waxit.com.au, which is where I get it. So yeah, pretty interesting video, something I've been wanting to make, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, definitely give this video a thumbs up, and leave me a comment down below. Let me know which one of these do you prefer, or if it's not one of these, what is your go-to tie dressing, and maybe I'll pick that up and give it a try out against two of my, or three of my favorites, or maybe I'll pick up another bunch, another four, and do it a whole another four in another competition. But yeah, let me know in the comments. If you'd like to support this channel and help me to buy more products like I did for this one where I picked up the Meguiars, then you can head over to my buymeacoffee.com page. There's a link in the description. If you want to head over there, you can shout me a beer for $5. You can buy as many or as few as you'd like, or completely disregard it if you don't feel like you want to shout me a beer, that's fine. But just, yeah, anyone who wants to buy me a beer, the money does go towards buying more products in the future. So yeah, thought I'd plug that real quick. So link in the description for that. And yeah, subscribe if you aren't already. That's enough promotion. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Until next time, I'll catch you later.